as high school students, getting ready for college is a big worry. While it's very exciting to choose colleges and pick your major, the financial strain of affording to attend a college can really limit your options. Obama presented a plan to provide free community college to all Americans last January, and both Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton have presented their versions of the plan. While both have left many students hopeful, is there really any weight to their ideas? Senator Hillary Clinton's plan, called the New College Compact, resembles President Obama's plan very closely, and she says she created it because she thinks every young person who wants to go to a college should be able to go to a community college for free.
Under the New College Compact, no student should have to borrow to pay tuition at a public college or university.
Her plan is focused on lower-class students and will only be extended to students meeting that criteria. Senator Clinton is also advocating for the option of refinancing past or current loans. Clinton's plan requires students to work at least 10 hours per week, saying, "I'm a little different from those who say free for everybody. I'm not in favor of making college free for Donald Trump's kids."
Keep doing your part. You got to work hard. You have to do everything you can to make your contribution, but then we should have your back. I want every parent to know that his or her child can get a degree, or you can get one yourself.
Sanders, on the other hand, is in favor of more of a total overhaul of the system, making all public colleges and universities free. Sanders is working towards stopping the federal government from profiting off of student loans, and would pay for the $75 million a year plan by taxing Wall Street speculators.
I have introduced legislation and will fight for as president to make every public college and university in this country tuition free.
Both of these plans sound very reasonable, but how will they affect middle-class students, or should we take any of these plans with a grain of salt? Carmel High School government teacher Will Ellery helped clarify the plan a bit, as well as share his thoughts on the plans.
I think it is probably unlikely because we're having kids go to school at unprecedented numbers. Largest numbers ever, more schools than ever, highest populations. And so because of that, it would be affecting such a large number of people that I suspect it would be financially unwieldy. Reform is more likely than is a new system.
While he doesn't see these plans coming to fruition anytime soon, he sides more with Clinton's plan.
Which is a better plan between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders is a difficult question, because, quite frankly, I don't think either one makes sense. The more feasible plan, I think, which is more likely, would be Clinton's plan, because it's got less scope to it. But it's awfully problematic in setting up the support system to identify which colleges, to identify which students, and to identify, and this is always the question I ask all the time, how are we going to pay for it?
Carmel High School government teacher Justin Quick supports the idea of free tuition based on the idea of subsidizing education.
I'll give you some econ terms here, but in econ, subsidizing education makes sense in what we call positive externalities, because the idea that more highly educated citizens will bring more value to society and to the economy is kind of a justified reason as to why to subsidize education.
Carmel High School teacher Connor Bradley opposes Quick, worrying these plans will give way to an endless cycle.
My biggest concern is over time the possibility of devaluing a college degree. And one thing that Bernie Sanders has brought up is that, 20, 40 years ago, a high school degree could get you a well-paying job. But as more people started getting high school degrees became less in demand, and you needed a higher education because more and more people are getting those high school degrees. My fear is that down the road, as more and more people get bachelor's degrees, an issue could come that it's the exact same thing that happened 20, 40 years ago with high school degrees. And then people were required to be moved on and have to get a master's. And then if we allow that for master's degrees, then it goes into PhD. And then this could turn into kind of an endless cycle.
Republican Ben Carson is totally opposed to the idea of free tuition due to fiscal policy. He even goes as far as saying that a plan for free tuition would hasten the destruction of the nation.
If they don't really understand the financial situation of the country and somebody comes along and says, free college for everybody, they'll say, oh, what a wonderful person. And they have no idea that all you're talking about is hastening the destruction of the nation.
while the candidates have presented well thought out plans, they should still keep in mind negative possible outcomes while advocating their plans. Teacher Mr. Ellery concluded by saying that all students who work hard can get ahead, regardless of tuition prices.
And I will tell you as a teacher, I've had lots and lots, and I've never had any student who has earned it academically have money be the reason he or she doesn't go to college. There have been grants available, there have been scholarships available, and there are student loans available. And while certainly many will say, well, student loans are not an ideal, absolutely they're not. I have a high school senior going off to college next year, and I have had to prepare to pay for her, and she's working to pay for her. But absolutely it's not the ideal, but over 22 years of teaching, and the countless kids who've gone to college, they are not all doing so with wealthy parents, yet they are all finding a way to go.
This has been Sarah King. Thanks for watching.